didn't say too much. Yeah, I've never seen, first of all, a shot do that. At that time, London's shot balances on the rim. That was quite a spectacle there. But we had a chance to, I don't want to say win it for sure, but I think at the free throw line, we got ourselves in the spot. If we could have made it real tough for Virginia Tech to get that one, but we didn't. We missed 10 free throws at important times, and that really stung. They made some really good plays. We threw even a little zone at them, and they banked in a three. I guess that's what I get for trying to play a zone for one possession. But plays were made. Guys were really tired. You could see that on both ends. Some silly plays happened, but then there were some nice drives and nice plays. And I was just kind of answering back and forth, and who was going to make the biggest play at the end.
Mike.
Tony, what did you see on the putback on the missed layup that they sent?
At regulation?
Yeah.
I don't know if we didn't block out or if Zay went to block the shot and someone come. I don't know who tipped it in. So I know Isaiah tried to come over and block the shot. I don't know if we could have wedged someone in there. That's kind of, eerily similar to, and a lot of games end like that. There's a play on the ball and a guy runs in and tips it in. Certainly happened against Villanova for us, but I'll have to see that. But it was there for the taking, either a stop or salt it away or ice it away at the free throw line. And, you'd feel different right now, but hard-fought game. Credit to Virginia Tech. Wild atmosphere, and the games, they seem to always be like this here for sure.
But you seem in control at halftime. Points.
Yep.
Any adjustment to your defense in the second half?
We've been up in some games, and we started 4 guards to start the second half, and some silly turnovers. We missed a couple bunnies. We tried to draw a foul, then they made some plays. They attacked a little more, got aggressive. Good teams they're gonna emerge, or they're gonna make those runs, and you just try to be ready for them. We didn't shoot it quite as well, but I think they got probably a bit more aggressive. You'll have to ask Buzz, but it looked like, or maybe a lot more, they tried to really put their head down and go. And we guarded for a while early in the second half, and then it just kind of became a back and forth game, and we had trouble finishing some big buckets and free throws.
You lost double-digit leads against Villanova.
Yeah,
Syracuse,
right.
Tech. Any common thread?
I think they've all been a little different. Again, it's a 40-minute game. I don't get too caught up in where we're at in the game. We needed that lead, and again, they've all been on the road, and been some big plays made against us. This one we missed some free throws. This was different. Had our chances. The other ones, I think we had probably more careless turnovers. You look at our 10 turnovers, 13 assists. Just one of those, but it was there for the taking, both teams. But this is ACC basketball.
Okay, David.
Tony, you mentioned not shooting as well in the second half.
Yeah, let me look at that.
Were you pleased with the shot selection, particularly London?
I think a couple times we got some mismatches, and we tried to attack it and spread it out, and we got, it's that one, the ball bounced on the rim. But we might have settled for some really long threes when maybe we could have attacked. And, I put the ball in London's hands and, wanted him to make some aggressive plays. I thought Kyle made a heck of a play that last one to throw the pass to Devin. But I think a couple times we might have, just a couple times, took some tough ones. And we, sometimes you make those, sometimes you don't. But I'd have to watch the tape to give you a real good feel for it. I might feel differently, but it was, again, I felt like it was there for the taking. But, yeah, some long threes.
Tony, I think you had mentioned Seth Allen at the jump stop, the pump fake, all of the
Mhm.
he has. What did you see on
That last play?
one?
I mean, he got a little bit of an angle. I think Mario was on him, went there, I think Mario might have jumped. I don't know, but he got into the lane, and we didn't square him up. We had done a pretty good job in the overtimes and late of squaring those guys up, and then we had no rim protection because, again, we had fouled out Zay and in that situation, so we went with 5 guards as they did, and he's made that play a few times for sure. He's crafty with that.
David. Okay. Any other questions for Coach?
Tony, what kind of value do you guys take from this, even though you didn't win? You got your young guys a lot of playing time in a really
right.
key spot.
Yeah, no, we did. Those guys are going to be good players. It was, it's just an intense setting here. Important game for both of us, fighting and scrapping to get one, and valuable experience. I thought we could have, when they took the lead, we could have maybe let it go, but we fought back and we got ourselves in spots to really win it this time, and that was the hard thing. We'll know we'll shoot a lot of free throws and try to tighten those up, and a lot of different combinations out there. So, I mean, I think there'll be some positives. It's hard to grasp them right now, but very good college basketball game, or exciting. I don't know how great it was, but it was exciting.
We'll take one over there.
Tony, I know London wasn't perfect, but he faced so much doubt at the beginning of the season about his ability to will the team
Yeah.
with big games like this and winning at Louisville. Just his ability to do that, especially late, even on tough nights like tonight.
Yeah, no, he did. He made some tough drives. You know, again, as I mentioned, we sort of spread it out, and when we got mismatches, we let him attack, try to draw fouls or get to the rim, and you know, he had some nice finishes. We just had some. We were right there. We couldn't quite finish. Yeah, no, he was aggressive and asserted himself, and he needed to you know, keep us where we needed to be in that game to have a chance.
Okay, Jeff.
This is the first of, well, a 4-game
In 8 days.
You've
8.
been through, so you've been through similar stretches as a head coach. What is kind of the key for
Yeah, this is one of the
not only
best.
surviving, but doing
Yeah, this is one of the best stretches that this team will have to face. We understand that. We know that. That's this league. You know, you embrace it. You try to love the challenge, and as a friend of mine said, be unflappable in it. And I told our guys before the game, I said, go at this with open hands and a full heart. Play with a full heart. If you got open hands, you give it everything you can, but not squeeze it too tight, and go after it with a full heart. We'll live with the results, and then we get ready to go. But it's just, you know, everyone's hard fought. It's a great league that you better be ready for. You can see it.
Last question, Doug.
Syracuse has some success attacking you off the dribble. I guess
Yeah, I think
does that a lot.
for sure.
I think people are now going to.
I think everybody's tried to do that a lot of times, second halves. You know, if you get a lead, of course, you're going to put your head down and go. We try to do that to teams. And I thought we handled it for the most part okay. But that's been ever since I've been coaching against the Pack, you know, and sometimes you can handle it, sometimes you can't, sometimes they draw fouls, but that's not anything new. It's just, it's hard to handle. It really is, and we keep working on it and try to shore it up and bother shots along with protecting the lane.